What does Dade Phelan think is inappropriate? It's March 25th, 2024, and these are your headlines. With Speaker Dade Phelan facing an uphill battle in his own re-election campaign at home, he says it's inappropriate for candidates to announce their intention to run for Speaker before that runoff election. Phelan, of course, came in second place to challenger David Covey in the March primary. He'll be on the ballot in a runoff election on May 28th. Well, just last week, State Representative Tom Oliverson, who's a committee chair under Dade Phelan, by the way, he officially kicked off the race to lead the chamber, the speaker's race, by announcing his candidacy, saying Republican voters across Texas sent a strong and unmistakable signal that Texas needs a new paradigm. He promised a series of reforms, including, most notably, ending Phelan's practice of awarding chairmanship positions to Democrats, something he still defends to this day. Now, when asked about Oliverson's candidacy during an interview with Austin-based Spectrum News, Phelan said, "I think the timing is not appropriate." Why? Well, because many of his colleagues, including Phelan himself, are in runoff elections. While Oliverson declined to respond to Phelan's charge, conservative members of the House say it's time for a change. Tony Tinderholt told Texas Scorecard people are so frustrated and disappointed in him and his partnership with Democrats in killing Republican priorities that they want to run against him. He doesn't get to dictate when people announce. Tinderholt has been critical, of course, of Phelan's speakership. He ran against him at the beginning of last session. He was even barred by Phelan from asking questions in front of the body. State Representative Steve Toth said Phelan's comments show that he's out of touch with Republican voters as well as members of the House. Toth told us that Phelan's own lieutenants have moved on. Dade showed his contempt for them when he doubled down on the impeachment scam after the Senate rebuked him and asked each of them to walk the plank for him. He's done. His voice at this point is nothing more than political static. We talked to a number of representatives, you can see that in the full article at TexasScorecard.com. And while Oliverson is thus far the only candidate to announce his intention to run for Speaker, regardless of whether or not Phelan survives his own runoff election, others are expected to jump into the race in the coming weeks and months. A parent is suing Prosper Independent School District for negligence after learning an elementary school teacher physically assaulted her 5-year-old child. Behavior the lawsuit alleges appears to be part of a larger pattern. The child's mother is also suing the teacher, Peggy May, for offensive physical contact. The incident occurred at Rucker Elementary on May 23rd of last year. According to the complaint, filed on March 23rd in a state district court in Collin County, while attempting to discipline the student, the teacher, May, intentionally stepped on his leg as he tried to crawl away from her. She also grabbed the student by his ankles and dragged him across the floor while he was sitting. The student suffered visible documented injuries because of defendant May's actions. No one intervened to protect the student. The student's mother was not made aware of the incident until after 6 p.m. the day it happened, when she was contacted by an officer with the Prosper ISD Police Department. The lawsuit states that the student suffered both physical injuries as well as mental anguish damages that continue to impact him today, and that his mother also suffered emotional distress because of what her son had endured. The family is seeking compensatory damages. Janelle Davis, a parental rights attorney who is representing the family, alleges in the lawsuit that May's behavior appears to be part of a larger pattern of students being abused and staff failing to intervene at the school. Rucker Elementary, by the way, is the same school where bus driver Frank Peniagua allegedly molested 2 young students for most of the 2021 school year, often while his bus was on school property in view of staff. He was arrested in May of 2022, but parents at the school only learned about the sex abuse allegations months later when the victim's family sued the district.
Each weekday, join the Texas Minute for a first look at the top news of the Lone Star State. I'm Michael Quinn Sullivan, the host of the Texas Minute. The Texas Minute exists to make sure real Texans have the news they need to affect Texas. You can find the Texas Minute at TexasScorecard.com or everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Governor Greg Abbott's office has released an updated list regarding the number of illegal aliens Texas has transported to Democrat-led cities over the last couple of years. State officials have transported over 12,500 illegal aliens to Washington, D.C. since April of 2022, 40,300 to New York City, and 33,000 to Chicago since August of 2022. Another 3,400 to Philadelphia, 17,100 to Denver, 1,500 to Los Angeles since June of 2023. And the numbers represent a jump of 1,300 more illegal aliens to New York City, 800 more to Chicago, and 500 more to Denver since Abbott's office's last update. The transportation is part of Texas's multi-agency border security effort, Operation Lone Star, which began in March of 2021 and is led by the Texas Department of Public Safety and the Military Department. The release of the new transportation numbers came ahead of New York City Mayor Eric Adams' decision to forego his own plans to travel to the U.S.-Mexico border later this week. He was supposed to visit Brownsville and McAllen. However, Adams' spokeswoman Amaris Cockfield told the Associated Press on Sunday that security concerns canceled his trip. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.